Chosen one, what you're about to hear isn't just a message, it's a divine warning, a prophetic alert, and a sacred awakening all woven into one. You didn't stumble across this by accident. God led you here. Heaven has been watching, and now the moment has come. A shift so massive is about to occur in your life that it may momentarily blind you, not to harm you, but to prepare you. Spiritually, emotionally, even physically, you may feel pause, stillness, a holy interruption. God is temporarily closing your natural eyes, not to punish you, but to protect you, because what's coming next is too glorious, too life-altering for the flesh to comprehend. The distractions, the delays, the doubts, he's silencing them. This momentary blindness is clearing space for permanent clarity. You are stepping into the greatest transformation of your life, and everything you thought was lost, blocked, or denied is about to align in ways that will leave you breathless. But you must stay connected. Don't scroll away. This isn't entertainment, this is divine instruction. If you feel something stirring in your spirit, that's confirmation. Pause for a moment, like this video, subscribe if you haven't, and comment the number 99 below. That number isn't random, it's a prophetic code of awakening, alignment, and breakthrough. By typing it, you're agreeing in the spirit with what heaven is preparing to release. Now listen closely, not everyone will make it to the end of this message. Some will walk away and they'll miss it, but not you. You've been chosen for such a time as this. And if you can endure the blur, the silence, the sacred pause, what's waiting on the other side will redefine everything. Because in every soul's journey, there comes a moment when the reality you've trusted begins to fade, not because you're falling apart, but because something greater is coming online. God, in his divine precision, is not taking something from you, he's awakening something within you. The lens of limitation is being removed, and your spiritual eyes, those that see beyond pain, fear, illusion, are about to open. We live in a world obsessed with appearances, but God is not moved by what's seen. He is calling forth what is eternal, what is holy, what is already alive inside of you. So when your vision dims for a moment, when the noise fades and stillness settle in, don't panic. You are not being punished. You are being promoted. You are not being confused. You are being called. Interruption is heaven's way of saying, you're ready now, ready to see beyond surface words into what people truly carry, ready to look at the world not through fear, but through fire. You are being ushered into a new dimension of perception, one where what was once hidden will not be revealed through logic, but through divine revelation. You are not going blind, you are going beyond. And no, you won't get a countdown. There will be no warning bell. You won't be given time to prepare the way you're used to. That's the point. This divine blackout will arrive like lightning slicing through the fabric of your ordinary day. It could happen as you sip coffee, mid-conversation, or in a moment so mundane you barely notice it. Why? Because God chooses the ordinary to release the extraordinary. That's how heaven works, on purpose, but without asking permission. And while the world may not announce it, your soul will know instantly. You'll feel it in the sudden stillness of your mind. You'll sense it in your heart beating with a strange, sacred rhythm. For a few seconds, the world may blur. The noise, the people, the distractions will fade, and what's left will be a silence so deep it almost speaks. That's not emptiness, it's the presence of God stepping in. And once it does, you will never be the same. Those few seconds will echo into eternity. You will feel it, a trembling awe, clarity, a shift in your spirit that overrides your human system, not with chaos, but with divine alignment. In that instant, your consciousness meets the Creator's intention. Even if your eyes blur or close, your spirit will open wide, and you'll know something holy has entered your life and it's not leaving. Make no mistake, your body will respond. You may feel a wave of heat rising up your spine, a glowing sensation behind your forehead, pressure in your chest, a buzzing in your hands, a trembling in your knees. And you'll ask, is something wrong with me? Hear this clearly. You are not breaking down. You are breaking through. This isn't pain. This is power. After years of surviving, your nervous system is finally being rewired for revelation. God is activating the prophetic filter inside you, and your entire body must recalibrate to receive this spiritual download. It's like plugging an old radio into a new satellite stream. First comes static, then clarity, and after that, truth you never imagined was possible. Embrace every sensation. This is not fear. This is frequency. This is not sickness. This is sensitivity. You are being spiritually calibrated, and your body is finally learning what it means to become a living vessel of divine intelligence. A higher voltage of light is now entering your being. You is being upgraded. You're becoming someone who doesn't just enter a room, but shifts the very atmosphere upon arrival. Your body is no longer just a physical form. It has become a living, breathing spiritual sensor, finely tuned to heaven's frequency. In a world that rushes to label every unexplained sensation, you might pause and wonder, am I okay? You may feel lightheaded, unmetered, like you're floating outside yourself. But hear this, you're not breaking down, you're being rebooted. Your soul is receiving a divine software update. Old programming, fear, doubt, overthinking is being deleted line by line. And in its place, God is installing something sacred, a new system that sees with light and loves without limits. Think of it like a computer update. During the process, the screen goes dark. You don't panic. You wait because you trust the source. In the same way, when your mind quiets, when your thoughts pause, don't fear that silence. That's not emptiness. That's sacred space. Breathe into it and say, "Yes, Lord, I receive," because what's entering your soul now is more than wisdom, it's divine awareness. And when this spiritual reboot completes, you'll be stunned at how much lighter your mind feels, how steady your emotions become, how soft your reactions turn, and how sharp your perceptions grow. You'll sense the energy behind words. You'll recognize the truth behind smiles. You'll feel the lies hidden in silence. You're not just being refreshed, you're being redefined. And that redefinition begins not in your body, but in the upgrade of your spirit. Now let's get real. Why would God interrupt your vision, your ability to think, move, and see clearly? Because what you've called vision was only ever half the truth. You've been seeing through filters, trauma, assumptions, wounds, false beliefs. And God loves you far too much to let you continue through life with broken lenses. This interruption is not punishment, it's mercy. It's God whispering, "I'm giving you new eyes. You've outgrown the old ones." Every tear, every silent moment, and every confusing season, it was all preparing your spirit for this exact transformation. Heaven doesn't interrupt you to hinder you. Heaven interrupts to align you. God doesn't create chaos, He creates clarity. And when He closes your eyes to what you've known, it's because He's ready to show you what's really there, not what your pain allowed you to see. Because here's the truth, some of what you trusted wasn't real. Some of what you feared wasn't even yours. And some of what you've called reality was simply the projection of your past. Now, God is clearing it all. And in that clearing, you're finally coming into focus. The fog is lifting not so you can escape the world, but so you can finally walk through it awake. This interruption is not a setback, it's your invitation to revelation. And what comes after this divine shift will change everything. You'll begin to see through people instantly, their intentions, their energy, their masks all laid bare. No more guessing games. No more being fooled by charm or confused by charisma. You'll feel the truth behind a smile. You'll sense manipulation before a word is even spoken. This isn't paranoia, it's prophetic discernment, a holy gift delivered straight from the throne room of heaven. For too long, your spirit has been whispering, but your logical mind silenced it. You've second-guessed it. You've said, "I don't want to judge," or "Maybe I'm just too sensitive," but you weren't judging, you were sensing. And now that spiritual vision is being fully activated. That sensing will no longer stay silent. It will become loud, clear, and undeniable. You'll know deep in your bones when someone's words don't match their energy. You'll feel when kindness is sincere or when it's a disguise. This level of perception isn't about control, it's about wisdom and protection. God is trusting you with insight few are prepared for because He knows you'll use it to illuminate, not to dominate. You'll love deeper because you'll see the hidden pain behind behavior. But you'll also walk away from danger without needing dramatic proof, because your inner filter will be razor sharp, and the truth will echo louder than appearances. Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly felt a shift of tension, a peace, a weight you couldn't explain? After this awakening, those subtle impressions won't be dismissed anymore. They will be intelligent spiritual signals, your newly awakened soul speaking. You'll enter spaces and instantly discern their climate, truth or pretense, peace or conflict. Your sensitivity won't be a weakness, it will be your superpower. You'll pause before speaking not out of fear, but because your spirit is already receiving what the natural mind can't see. You'll sense atmospheres change as people walk in or out. Your chest may tighten, your body might tingle, warmth may flood or chill, may rise not from weather, but from your alignment with the unseen realm. You're no longer just walking into rooms, you're reading them, and this sacred gift, don't let the world shame you for it. You are not too sensitive, you are spiritually attuned, and that's exactly what this moment in history demands. You've been activated as a spiritual barometer. God will use this to protect, guide, and position you in places where your light is urgently needed. This isn't fear, this is awareness. You're not just observing anymore, you're receiving, interpreting, and responding to the divine language of energy and truth. And yes, at first, you'll notice it in your sleep. The dreams that once seemed strange or forgettable are about to become sacred. You'll wake up with sentences echoing in your mind, names, faces, scenes more vivid than memory. That's because your dreams are no longer random, they're becoming God's canvas. And He's getting ready to paint with symbols, visions, and divine messages that bypass your logic and go straight to your soul. Don't ignore them, write them down, sit with them, pray into them, because some of the clearest instructions from heaven will now come when your body is at rest. Why? Because when your conscious mind sleeps, your spirit is finally free to receive without filters. Your dreamscape is being transformed into a training ground for revelation. And each night will offer clues about your next move, your relationships, your calling. But it won't stop there. As your spiritual senses awaken, your dreams won't just be for you. You'll begin to dream for others. You'll see warnings, confirmations, words of comfort, and you'll know exactly who they're for. You're being activated not just as a discerner, but as a dreamer, a messenger of heaven. Even your sleep is becoming a doorway into the divine. And as this awakening deepens, something beautiful will happen. The noise of your emotions will begin to fade. In the quiet, your spirit will finally be heard. For years, you've overthought, overreacted, carried burdens that were never yours. But after this divine shift, a holy calm will begin to settle over you, not forced stillness, but supernatural peace that flows from within. Your emotions were never the enemy, but they were never meant to lead you. They were messengers, not masters. Now, your spirit, the part of you linked directly to God, will take the lead. Where your feelings once screamed and spiraled, your soul will now whisper with unwavering truth. This is the way, walk in it. And that whisper will carry more power than all the shouting of fear. You won't be hijacked by mood swing. You won't be triggered by every storm. Your spirit will become a compass in the chaos, and now you won't feel less. You'll feel more, but with clarity, with holy order. Your sadness will finally make sense. Your joy will feel sacred. Even your anger will carry purpose, not destruction. You'll understand your emotions like a symphony, not a scream. And you'll no longer mistake feelings for facts, because your spirit now bears the truth. It speaks in waves of peace, certainty, and divine knowing. You've prayed. You've cried out, God, speak to me. And now, the answer is coming, not in thunder, not in fire, but in the still, sacred voice within. You won't just hear sermons or read scriptures, you'll begin to hear God Himself moving inside you, like a gentle current of knowing flowing beneath your every thought. It won't be loud, it won't be dramatic, but it will be undeniable. Your inner voice is no longer just intuition, it's divine communion. God will begin answering your questions before you even speak them. You'll sit in silence and suddenly know. You'll think of someone, and your spirit will whisper, pray for them now. You'll step into choices not with fear, but with an anchored confidence, not because you figured it all out, but because you heard the whisper of heaven. And it won't feel mystical. It will feel natural, as if this voice was always meant to guide you. That's what true alignment feels like, not chasing God, but walking with Him moment by moment, breath by breath. And as that inner voice grows stronger, your doubts will grow weaker. You won't need constant signs or loud wonders. You'll carry God's presence inside your discernment. This is what your awakening is for, not just to see, but to know. Not just to hear sermons, but to become a vessel of divine wisdom in the ordinary moments of your life. The beliefs that once held you back, the thoughts that tormented you, the emotional loops that kept you cycling through the same pain, they will dissolve like dust in the wind of God's presence. After your spiritual sight is activated, your thinking will change. Old fears won't stick. Shame won't echo. Lies won't even sound familiar. You won't want to entertain the thoughts that once ruled you, because your mind has been renewed by light. You'll notice a holy rewiring. Where anxiety once triggered panic, now it sparks prayer. Where memories once bled pain, now they release gratitude. Where you used to spiral, you will now rise. That's the true power of awakening, not that all questions are answered, but that your mind no longer bows to the darkness. You're learning to think from heaven's perspective. Your thoughts are being baptized in clarity. Even your inner critic, that voice that once belittled you, shamed you, questioned your worth, will grow silent. Not because you forced it to stop, but because God's truth is louder now. You're not just learning new thoughts, you're receiving a new mind. A mind that sees beyond wounds, beyond fear, beyond limitation. A mind that remembers who you are and whose you are, and from that place, everything changes. As your spirit sharpens, so will your sight. You may not see halos or shadows with your physical eyes, but you'll perceive light and darkness as if they had shape. You'll walk past someone and feel purity radiating from them. You'll stand near another and sense heaviness, a fog, a presence that doesn't belong. This isn't imagination, it's spiritual sight in action. God is revealing the atmosphere behind people not so you can judge them, but so you can understand what's influencing them. You'll begin to see who is carrying light, who is hiding pain, and who is partnered with darkness that speaks in silence, because not every smile is safe. Not every loud voice is strong. And now you'll know. You won't need words. You won't need proof. You'll just know. You'll see beyond the curtain of charisma into the hidden condition of a soul, and that vision will guide you like a lamp through the night. This gift is powerful, but it must be handled with humility. You are not called to expose, you are called to intercede, to protect, to guide, and to heal. You'll feel drawn to those walking in light, but assigned to those lost in darkness. Because now, you don't just see people, you see their potential. You'll begin speaking life where death once crept in. You'll walk boldly into situations others fear, knowing exactly what's present, because your eyes are no longer just human. They are sacred, sharpened, and full of truth. But as your spirit awakens, your body must also come into alignment. You are a temple not only spiritually, but biologically. And God isn't just upgrading your vision, He's recalibrating your vessel. What you eat, what you drink, and what you expose yourself to will either amplify your spiritual frequency or distort it. Spiritually powerful foods aren't just healthy, they're alive. They are charged with light, grown in earth, and blessed with God's intent to heal. It's time to release the processed, lifeless, chemical-laden substances that numb your spirit and cloud your intuition. Your system is being asked to carry divine clarity, and that requires pure fuel: fruits, greens, seeds, herbs, clean water. Sun-infused nourishment. These are not trend. They are tools for alignment. And when you begin honoring your body with these high-frequency foods, you'll notice it. Clearer thoughts, more vivid dreams, and sharper spiritual senses. This isn't about rule. It's not about shame. It's about readiness. You wouldn't pour muddy gas into a race car before the final lap, so why feed your prophetic vessel toxins when you've been called to move in wisdom, healing, and divine flow? Your body is no longer just surviving, it's carrying spiritual intelligence. Treat your eating as spiritual discipline, and your body will become a partner in your purpose. And yes, there may be moments when things feel strange. Your thoughts might pause. Time may slow. You may forget what you were just saying. And your first instinct might be, am I okay? But listen closely, you're not malfunctioning. You're being upgraded. Heaven is retuning your mind like a master conductor adjusting a symphony. In that sacred pause, your old patterns are being rewritten. You were never meant to live in a storm of overthinking. You were never built to be ruled by fear and logic loops. This divine recalibration is replacing chaos with calm, confusion with clarity, noise with knowing. God isn't just giving you new information, He's giving you a new processor, a mind that doesn't just react to the world, but responds to His Spirit. What you're experiencing is not a glitch, it is grace, doing deep inner surgery. So when the stillness comes, when your surroundings feel quiet, surreal, and unfamiliar, breathes, smile, and trust. You are standing in the holy space between old programming and new perception. And once this divine recalibration completes its work, you'll move through the world with unshakable peace, razor-sharp discernment, and a confidence that doesn't need to be loud to be known. Don't panic, don't run, just be still and know God is doing something beautiful inside your mind, and now comes the fruit, the harvest of everything you've endured, everything you've waited for, everything heaven has been preparing in secret. After this activation, you won't need to announce yourself. You won't need to prove anything. You'll walk with a quiet authority that enters rooms before your voice does. That's not charisma, it's spirit fire. That's the glow of someone who has been undone by heaven, reshaped by God, and now carries truth in every step. You won't just speak differently, you'll move differently. You'll walk into spaces and carry peace. You'll speak and people will feel clarity. You'll pray and the atmosphere will shift. Not because you rehearsed, but because you've been transformed. You are no longer who you once were. You're not just human anymore. You are spirit-activated, purpose-filled, and heaven-equipped. And the world will recognize it. But don't expect applause. Expect resonance. The hungry will be drawn to you. The deceived may be disturbed by you. But no one will be able to deny you have been with God. And now you walk with a fire that doesn't burn you out, it burns you bright. Your life will become a living sermon, your eyes a doorway, your presence a message. And when people ask what changed, you'll smile and say, I stopped seeing with my eyes. Now I see with my spirit. For most of your life, you searched for purpose like it was buried beneath someone else's approval. You asked questions, followed trends, mimicked the world, and prayed, God, show me what I'm meant to do. But now that your spiritual sight is awakening, something incredible is unfolding. You won't have to chase your purpose, it will chase you. With your inner eyes open, purpose becomes magnetic. Opportunities will appear like coincidence, but your spirit will recognize them as divine assignments. You will no longer feel lost or late. You'll know with quiet certainty that everything you walked through was preparation, and the path forward is already forming beneath your feet, step by step, because purpose is not a job. It's not a title. It is divine alignment between your soul and heaven's blueprint. And once your perception is sharpened, you'll stop asking, what am I supposed to do? And start walking as who you were born to become. You'll begin declaring with quiet certainty, I know who I am. And from that place of identity, what you're meant to do will flow effortlessly. Doors will open, doors no man can shut. Why? Because your spirit will be walking in perfect sync with the frequency of divine destiny. People will notice. You'll glow. You'll speak with authority. You'll be invited into rooms your resume never qualified you for, not by chance, but because God's hand is now visible upon your life. You are no longer wandering the wilderness, you're walking in heaven-commissioned authority. And your purpose will no longer hide from you. But with spiritual vision comes a sacred, and sometimes painful, shift. Your relationships will begin to change. You'll suddenly see who aligns with your elevation and who doesn't. This clarity isn't meant to break your heart. It's meant to protect your anointing. God is not just revealing truth in the unseen realm, He's revealing it in your connection. People who once felt like home may begin to feel heavy. Conversations that once energized you might now drain your soul. This isn't judgment, it's discernment. You're beginning to perceive the spiritual weight people carry, their intentions, their wounds, and their level of light. And as a result, you'll start choosing depth over familiarity, truth over comfort, and growth over attachment. Yes, it may hurt. Some will leave. Some won't understand. But new people will come, people who speak your language, who carry the same light, who challenge you in holy ways. You're not being isolated, you're being strategically aligned with divine relationships. People who will pray for you, war with you, speak life over you, and carry your vision when you forget it. This shift is a gift because your mission is too big to be surrounded by small minds or closed spirits. God is building a remnant community around you founded on fire, truth, and spirit. Your tribe is being magnetized to your elevation. And for the first time, perhaps you'll feel fully seen, known, and loved. But that's not all. When your spiritual eyes open, something beautiful happens. You realize that everything in creation carries a message. The wind, the trees, the movement of clouds, the birds in flight, they begin to speak a language your soul has always known. You'll gaze at a tree and feel peace. You'll watch a bird and sense direction. You'll hear water and recognize God is cleansing you. This isn't superstition, it's divine design. All of creation echoes the voice of the Creator. But you can't perceive this with natural eyes. It takes spiritual resonance. And now, because your vision is tuned, you'll begin picking up on God's whispers through the physical world. What once felt random will now feel sacred. The entire earth becomes a living, breathing classroom of truth, and you'll find yourself drawn to quiet spaces not to escape the world, but to finally hear it clearly. Your spirit now craves communion not just with God, but with the language of creation itself. You'll begin to see the world with new eyes. Trees won't just stand, they'll speak, rooted metaphors of strength and surrender. Seasons won't just pass, they'll preach transformation. The stars won't just shine, they'll remind you that you are part of something infinite, divine, and deliberately placed. This new awareness will anchor you. When stress creeps in, you'll walk outside and feel heaven whispering in the breeze. When confusion clouds your mind, you'll look up and the sky will part your thoughts with clarity. Nature will become your sanctuary, and never again will you feel separate from God's voice, because now you'll hear it everywhere. Before this awakening, much of your life was spent in reacting to people, pressure, fear, criticism, expectation. But now that cycle ends, because you're not just awakening to perception, you're awakening to creative authority. You'll begin living not from habit, but from holy intention. You'll stop being dragged by emotions or external opinions. Instead, your center will hold. Your energy wills no longer scatter, it will flow with purpose. You'll speak with precision, create with clarity, give with presence, live with vision. Time will no longer master you, you'll steward it. Your days won't just be survived, they'll be designed through spiritual intelligence. This is what it means to be like God, a creator, made in His image, now stepping boldly into that divine identity. You'll write with ease, build with vision, and speak with resonance. You'll no longer just react to life, you'll declare outcomes. And your outer world will begin to mirror the invisible realm you carry within. This shift will feel like a superpower. You'll witness yourself respond to what once triggered you with wisdom, with peace. You'll no longer serve chaos, you'll be a channel of calm, birthing life, beauty, and movement not from mind, but from spirit. That is divine creation, and it is your birthright. One of the first things you'll notice is that time it will begin to change. Moments that used to blur will now feel sharp. Hours that felt rushed will feel holy. You may even sense time slowing when you're fully aligned with God. Why? Because you are no longer living from the outside in. You are living from eternal awareness. You'll sense when something is exactly right, even if it doesn't match your schedule. You'll know when to wait, when to move, when to speak, and when to remain silent. This is no longer productivity. This is prophetic timing.